Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna be doing the Lost Riches event. So the last time I played this event was in Inazuma. We've met the same guy in the shore, I think it was near Araumi. And I don't really remember the detail of the previous event. And also I have never played the Lost Riches event before the Inazuma version, because I joined this game in 1.4 and even then I missed the Windbloom event. So this is my second time actually playing it, and I've heard that they've added a new silly, but I'm not really sure, so let's just get going and see what had happened with this guy. Okay, so let me give you a little fun fact about this dialogue. So I've actually also played this event on my brother's phone previously, and the dialogue is a little different. So if you have played the previous Lost Riches event in Inazuma, your dialogue would be the dialogue you just saw right here, but in the case of my brother, he hasn't played it, so his dialogue is a little different. He just goes straight to the point of talking about the ancient iron coins. Okay, so from how this event works, it's probably no different than the previous one I see in Inazuma, if I still remember how it works. So basically you just spawn this guy and then he'll just point to you the direction of all stuff in the minimap and you'll just follow it. So it's probably that simple. And yeah, that's just it as far as how this event works. Okay, let's just get to our first location. So it's from a part of a map which I haven't opened, but if you look closely to the minimap, you can see that the southern part actually matches with the map. Okay, let me show it here for a while. So you see that Sumeru city, right? You go up north and that is our destination right there. And since we haven't even opened any teleport waypoint that far, we have no choice but to walk around and open them ourselves. So this video will probably take a long time and I'll probably have to speed up some parts. And okay, I haven't completed the Archon quest yet. I'm still currently trying to record the events, so this for you guys. And hope you guys could enjoy this.
Hell battle.
Okay, what the actual heck? This just came out of nowhere. Okay, I just opened the character talent domain. Will be a useful one, but so far I haven't had any Sumer character that I'm planning to level up. As far as Sumer characters, I only have Kole. So, well, I'm probably not going to be using this domain unless I wish for the next banner. So if you've seen the 3.1 update, there are some new characters. I'll be talking about those characters later on, not now. I'm currently being chased by this new enemy. Okay, we should have arrived in the event area. Okay, so we did. And let's talk about the new characters that was announced in the 3.1 livestream. There are 3 new characters and some reruns. So I think there are, if I remember them correctly, there is Albedo and Venti. So in the first banner there will be so there are 2 new characters from the desert that was introduced. It is Sino, if that's how you pronounce it, and Candace. If I don't know the pronunciation rule, if you were to pronounce it
Inactivity serves no
with
purpose whatsoever.
Egyptian rule, then it would be Zandaze, which I don't think sounds right at all. So I'm just gonna be pronouncing it Candace until someone actually tell me if that name is actually Egyptian or not. Also, oh yeah, for those of you who are asking me which character would I be wishing in the 3.1 update, and most likely it would be Nilo for a couple of reasons. Usually I don't target characters that are unknown right away. For example, the first time that Kamisato Eka was announced, I don't really want a character like. So first of all, if new characters are announced, I'm not usually really interested into getting the characters unless it has been thoroughly tested. So in the case of Kamisato Eka, I quickly wished the character because it turns out that she's a very great one. She's one of the best. So, and she's in my team right now. I made her. For the case of Nilo, it is a little different because, first of all, people know Nilo because of her iconic dance in Sumeru, right? In my class, when I'm bored, I usually dance around like random. It's not a coordinated one, but it's a random one, usually with my hand. I don't really use my feet because that would be annoying. So, and my classmates knew about that. So because of these similarities, I think I will be wishing for Nilo. It is a rare thing for me to do, to wish for, to try to get a character that is new and hasn't been tested yet. And that's it for me. So as for Candace and Sino, or however you should pronounce that, I really don't know, to be honest. Yeah, it's just the matter of waiting until a character is announced or like properly tested. You don't want to get yourself into a point where you have wished for a character and then you just somehow got disappointed at the result that wasn't at your expectation, and I can imagine how that would feel, and that would be terrible. Like the time that was in 2.1 update, there are 2 banners at that time, Raiden Shogun and Sun Gono Miyako-Komi. So at first, I am really not sure as who to wish for. So, but then I somehow decided to go for Raiden Shogun because of a couple of reasons. First of all, I really need a electro support, and at that time I thought Noelle would be great as a shield and a healer, and I don't really know the I really don't know that Ayaka would do much better with a freeze team, which is why at that time when I wished for Raiden Shogun, my Ayaka is still using a melt team, which is really not optimal if you consider how I do so well with her freeze team. So yeah, it's really just a matter of luck, but if you really only care about the visual of a character, none of that would really matter. But for me, it's about, for me personally, I would consider 96% of their skill and how they perform in combat than their visuals. So I actually a little bit care about their visuals. Like I prefer some character more than others just because of their visuals, but mostly I'm talking about like 96%. I would consider their skills because that's the one that mattered the most to me. So for who I wish for, it's gonna be definitely Nilo. And if you've seen my previous video, I've got Zhongli, so probably I'll either have to farm enough if I lose the 50% chance. And Sumeru is white, like I can't just finish the Aranara quest to get that much promotion. It is a long one, but people have been telling me that they give good rewards, so I might consider them too. So yeah, that's my plan for the 3.1 update. Oh, okay, I forgot. It's the anniversary, right? So the last time the anniversary is in the 2.4 update. No, that's the Chinese New Year. The last time it's 2.1. So you got 10 free pulls at that time, and yeah, maybe that's how I got Raiden Shogun. But I think the most contributing part at that was that the fact that I got Jean at I think 36 pity or somewhere between that number. It's just the matter of luck at that time. So I got the most wish was like in 2.4 update in Chinese New Year. It's not the first Chinese New Year in this game, it's the second one. The first one is 1.3, which I missed. So about the 2.4 update, I really got that many wish because literally in 2.3 update, the update previously, I've only ever wished 10 times. Yes, 10 times. So probably I'll try to get Dori because I like collecting characters. So I'm probably not gonna be wishing much on Ganyu and Kokomi's banner since I've got both characters. There's really no use of getting constellation except on specific characters like Hu Tao So I'll be saving prime gems and maybe also on Sino's banner. And I wouldn't save as much as the 2.4 update, but I think it would be enough to at least partly guarantee me Nilo. Because I've also asked my friend who the shoe is for. And no, actually my friend asked me first, and her answer was Nilo too. We both wish for the same character. So I'm not sure as to how far I could get, because I really don't want to end up like wishing for Zhongli in 3.1. Like in Zhongli, you clearly see that I claim as much achievement as possible and got him in the last seconds. It's literally on our last video. There are proof of that. I really don't want to end up like that. I really want it to be guaranteed as such. Oh yeah, talking about Hydro characters, I really don't have any more Hydro DPS right now, because I really don't need any and in the first place. So I think that's all I can talk about about my character plan in 3.1. I currently don't have any other plans other than that. So yeah. As for what artifact domain I've been doing lately, it's for Zhongli. I think it is Tennessee of the Militech domain. It's the west side of Dragonspine. This is the third day that I've been doing the domain. So actually in the second day I've already got 3 pieces that match. I've just been waiting for the other HP percentage piece, and after that I'll be upgrading those. So yeah, for Ayaka I'm still searching for a timepiece, an attack percent timepiece that actually has crit damage on them. So as for right now, I still haven't found any, which is not good, because previously I found 2 of them, but unfortunately on both of them they all roll into HP percentage, and so I have no choice but to give both of them to Kaya and Chongyun. Well, that's an unfortunate accident. I've had that one before where I have an attack percentage goblet. It was supposedly for Raiden Shogun, but yeah, the substats got terrible, so I disposed them. I didn't reallocate them. And alright, so this will be our final challenge in this area. So yeah, well, it's not really that hard if you think about it. I've seen harder events like in the 2.4 update. Maybe that's just because I don't upgrade characters at that time. Even at that time, I still use special, because yeah, I'm just that lazy at upgrading characters. And yeah, this is the thing why you can't just have chrono elements in your party. You have to do the action, and you have to calculate how some enemies are immune to such elements. For example, I'm using Kamisato Eka, which means that I will be using 97% cryo. So make sure you have any other elements in the party so that you don't see immune every single time when you try to attack enemies that are immune to cryo. Yep, it's that simple. You just dig around and you get the reward. And actually, I played this event close to the final day, so I should just have enough to exchange for some primogems. I just really care for the primogems, to be honest, and the silly reward. So, see you in the next place after I exchange these rewards. Okay, I've seen this one before. I've definitely seen this one before. Someone posted it on Discord, on one of my Discord server I'm in.
A blade embraces
And
its duty, as a jeweler cherishes
I
their
know
gems.
that place because someone also sent the Sumeru map because they couldn't find it. I spotted it literally in the northwest of the map. It's literally right there. But from the location we're in, it is so far, so I'm probably still gonna be time-lapsing this. Okay, we just got into the most sacred part of Sumeru, the home of the Aranara. People have been telling me that this will be the longest world quest to ever exist, surpassing the last record holder, I think it was Sacred Sakura Cleansing. So I wouldn't go to the event place with this route. I would rather just reroute just for the sake of not disturbing them and to not accidentally start a long world quest. Although the primogems are really rewarding. If you've seen some players complete that, they claim they give you hundreds of primogems. So if you are running out of primogems, I would highly recommend you to check out the world quest and enjoy it yourself. As for me, I'll reroute. This will be a long one. I almost fell there, so I'll try to get this Dendroculus. And the fact is that there are many Dendroculus you should get to try to just get to reach the Dendro statue to the level 2 and way more even. Like currently the map is it's not all of them, right? You still have expansions and stuff. Okay, so finally we've arrived in the treasure area. This will probably be my longest journey, and I would try to unlock at least one teleport waypoint. I'm not really wasting my attempt to go this far into the map. As you can see right now, so the Lost Riches event actually takes effort if you go to the places, especially the second one. It's really far away. I think they use this event to actually promote the new region. I don't remember having to go that far in the previous Lost Riches event in Inazuma. Probably because I've already opened the teleporter to those regions. Maybe because the fact that I played the Archon Quest back then, I don't have to edit the Archon Quest. I just record it with my computer and then upload it to YouTube. And I have to compromise quality. At that time, I record using my PC, and that was terrible. At maximum, I can only record 720p, which is not optimal for YouTube users. People would just prefer 1080 as standard right now. YouTube just removed 720p from HD. So as for right now, the desert map is still locked behind the how about we explore the area ahead of us later. Probably just like the 3.0 update 2.0 update where we got Inazuma. Back then there's only 3 main islands. And then in 2.1 we got Seirai and Sangonomiya's Watatsumi Island. Okay, Watatsumi. And then in 2.2 we got how do you call that island again? I forgot. Probably just put the name right there. But yeah, there will be some expansions. Okay, I just remembered the name. It was Tsurumi. So the Tsurumi Island was famous for the new remarkable chest that actually just give you furnishings. And just furnishings. There's no other thing as far as I'm concerned. I've also claimed one such chest there because I know there's no artifacts, there's no Mora, there's no Primogems, there's just furnishings. So I just claim it right there in the spot. And then, guess what? The remarkable chest is returning in Sumeru. But there's some good news behind that. So, previously in Tsurumi Island, the remarkable chest gives you nothing but the furnishings, right? In Sumeru, those remarkable chests now actually gives you Primogems. So actually, the remarkable chest equal bad meme or people making fun of the remarkable chest no longer applies in Sumeru. You got Primogems. So yeah, although I don't really know as how much Primogems you actually get, I haven't tested one myself. Okay, so you might be asking yourself, why am I uploading events so late since like the 2.7 event, lastly in the Chasm? So here's the news. My laptop got waters, which means it's broken. It needs time to be fixed. And it's a long time it takes. It now takes like a month and it's not completely fixed yet. So it'll probably take longer for me to upload videos from now on. Hence why my wishing video from my the Perilous Trail event from 2.8 update, 2.6 update, 2.7 update, it takes a month of difference. And as you can see, the new enemies in Sumeru, they call them Eremites. The first time I saw them was not here, it was in Spiral Abyss. So the knowledge I get in tutorials about them, all of them I got because I played the Abyss. And if you saw my previous video about wishing, yeah, it was definitely harder than previously. Okay, so with these sort of challenges, you gotta follow a path like those energy. The developer tried to form a path like you gotta follow a specific route to collect all of them, but I didn't get like where should I go. Like previously, I'm just randomly going around to just try to collect them in any way possible. And so, if you just see the thing in front of me, that's what they call the withering. The desert is west of the map of the place I'm in right now. It's not in the south like you just saw right here. It's the final one, but let's take a closer look at the withering. I've seen this before in the Arkham Quest, and when I tried to clear my first withering, I didn't read the guide properly, so I'm kind of confused right there. I gotta watch a whole YouTube video just to try and grasp of how you should do it. Like, the tutorial went out quickly. It's just a couple of texts and then disappeared without me even reading anything out of it. This game sometimes can be confusing, so make sure you read every text that pop up like in the middle where they should tell you to do something, because it might be essential. Without that guide, I can't possibly continue. And so yeah, this will be our final challenge for this area. Then we're going to the third area shortly after we unlocked the teleport waypoint. And there you go. Still quite easy as before. And according to my calculation, if after completing the first area I can buy 2 primogems with some leftover coins, I should be able to buy all of the primogems offered in this event after completing the second area. Okay, so finally the second one is finished. And I've already claimed every primogem you can possibly get in this event. So if you only care about the primogems, just play 2 of them. But unfortunately, I also care about the new silly. So you'll have to play through the whole event up to the 6th area. I'll get to the teleport waypoint after this. Okay, as I've stated before, I will not leave this area unless I opened a teleport waypoint, in which I've cut the video because it took like 3 or more minutes, plus I've missed a pathway that would lead me through it, even though that how do you call that sliding thing in Sumeru? It should have told me that I should go up, but instead I go to the side of a hill, of a cliff, and got myself confused as to where to go. And so now we're back again at Port Ormos. The first time I got here, I triggered the Archon quest. Fortunately though, the first time I teleported there was the time I wanted to complete the prerequisite quest for face trial, so I would definitely have less thing to worry about while editing for this event, the Lost Riches event. And yeah, climbing, I somehow couldn't climb a simple hill, so I would just give up. I'll try to just use Venti. I really hate the fact that you can't just stop climbing and then glide to the wall and whatever that is. And then if you're asking me, is Genshin the only game you play? Yes, I would say yes. But did you try to get 100% exploration? No, I will never try to get 100% exploration because number one, I'm lazy dealing with an excessive amount of artifacts that I got right now. Currently, it's always full until I farm artifacts in domains, then I'll try to get rid of them. Other than that, I rarely get rid of my artifacts. And then,
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
second of all, I don't play any other games besides Genshin because I usually just talk in the Discord server that I'm in. It's fun, or I just watch some YouTube videos while I eat. Genshin isn't a game you're supposed to play alone. It's a game you're supposed to play with any other game, because when currently there's some updates going on, then you'll have nothing to do in the game but explore. And after you explore everything and get it to like 100% exploration, you'll start running out of content and then the game starts feeling boring. That's not how you should play the game. You should try to enjoy it as much as you can, while also filling the gap between you playing this game. For example, you play any other game or you try to watch YouTube videos as much as you like. There's always balance for everything, right? And the fact is that switching my team early was a mistake. I still have to climb this hill to try to open the teleport waypoint. The teleport waypoint being located in the top of a mountain is really a good thing, because then you can start just gliding anywhere you want. It's a positive thing. And because I got all of the Archons, I should be able to do this. Finally I can flex on everyone. You shouldn't, to be honest. But I got all of the Archons. It's a rare achievement, but I did it. I did one of the impossible. So let's try to actually get a selfie with him beside activating it. And that looks neat. So let's just switch our team back. I really don't know why we should do this. So I've played a little bit using my brother's team going on with this event. The difference with... Oh, I didn't know it could just instantly explode. So the difference between my brother's team and my team composition, aside from the fact that his account is currently adventure rank 50 with word level 6, like how I used to be, until I recently ascended from adventure rank 50 straight to 58 with no in-betweens. And so everywhere I go, it just says highly dangerous, right? In the case of my brother's team, he just used Mono Geo, although it's not complete. My brother wished for Zhongli but didn't got him, so the only Geo he ever have is, in his team were Arataki Ito, Goro, and Noel. Using his team to complete the challenges, I really feel something that I have never felt before with using the current team I'm on. So if you don't know, using Ayaka, she always, most of the time, will produce cryo attacks, so immunity or increased resistance to physical has never been a problem for me after using Ayaka. And in addition, with Kokomi that I got in the 2.5 update, it was the Enkanomiya one, if you remember. Using a freeze team where you could just freeze enemies' movement except on world bosses or weekly bosses, it felt like it was much easier to complete stuff. Like, they're not gonna move anywhere. Your job is to just attack and then whatever. The only problem I ever have with this team is that if I were to ever fight enemies that are immune to cryo, and then I can just use the freeze team whatever I want. That's the only problem I ever had, because the enemies wouldn't move, you just attack, like. So when I use my brother's team, I really feel the real challenges of not using the freeze team. Like, they move everywhere and I have to chase these enemies wherever they go. By the way, for those that didn't know, my brother's team, all of the characters are using artifacts that are like terrible. For an AR 50 players, those artifacts, I can say, they're terrible. Okay, you might just start noticing the weird cut right there, as I usually never cut my videos like that. So apparently, after completing the challenge and fighting the Electro Slime, I got a call from someone. And the name show up. So I usually just hide notifications when I play games, right? So they never really pop up and never really become a problem when I play Genshin. But except for important notifications like someone calling me, it will show their name, so I have to cut that one. Interesting detail, not a really important information. So let's just continue talking about my brother's account. So even some of the characters didn't have artifacts at all. So I think the number one reason for that is that my brother used those artifacts to upgrade the artifacts of the character that he prefer playing with. And currently he is wishing for Kokomi. I really don't know why he just wished for her. He just said he wanted to use a healer with Ito. That's a weird combination, right? And he didn't want Ganyu because he just hates using bows. Yes, that's the reason why he didn't want Ganyu. It's a really weird reason for not wishing for her. Yeah, I know. But how should I even tell him at this point? Like, if you just hate bows, then you're not gonna be good at this game, because many essential things are tied to using bows. Well, many of them are explorations, but some of them are important in combat, like hitting enemies' weak points. You'll have to use a bow to be able to do that precisely and correctly. So the last time I do something on my brother's account before playing the event was leveling up Goro, because number one, I wanted to increase my adventure rank from 50 to 58. He hasn't even started the Sacred Sakura Cleansing Ritual World Quest yet. That would give you the Memento Lens. It will be important to unlock that. Ruin Machine down Araumi to ascend because Goro needs it. And back then when I farmed for Ayaka with that machine, I would try to get help from Discord because of how hard it was for me back then with only level 80 Noel, Xiangling and Fischl. My team back then was pure terrible. And after I completed that for my brother and was enough for ascending Goro up to level 80 at this point, then I started to just ascending my adventure rank, and now he can't join my world anymore. The good part is I upgraded his Goro. Now he should just care about the other characters. Okay, so there's quite a bit problem with this type of challenges. So you didn't see those elements right before we glide there. You definitely didn't see them. It takes time for them to load, at least on my phone. Maybe because my phone isn't really high-end. Yeah, most of Genshin players don't have a really good phone. But I also have that kind of problem using Electrograna with one of Inazuma's early events. I think it was in like 3.0 where you have to maneuver through. At that time, I don't have phones. Right, so I try to lower down my computer's graphic as low as possible, but it still wouldn't load. So I can't get a good score in that event. Yeah, it didn't get a good score. It really is frustrating if you ask me. And they kind of fixed that in the new updates, so I no longer experience that kind of big delay in my computer when there's something involving the Electrograna. So if there are daily commission that tell me to go through some places with Electrograna, I no longer have that much problem. Although there's still a little bit of delay. It's not as terrible as before in the 3.0 update. Oh, that's the delay line there. Yeah. Okay, and off to the final one, and at this point I've recorded an hour long, so I'll probably just cut it midway.
There is no escape! Koga, get them! Take flight! Yeah! My apologies! Whirling snow! Collecting rare and exquisite treasures. Yes, this seems suitably sophisticated.
Okay guys, that's it for today. Unfortunately, since we cannot exchange for Sealies before we reach the 6th treasure area, I'll have to end the video right here. So see you on our next treasure trove. Bye bye.